corner.
Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to day 8 of competition at the Hero Hockey Junior World Cup in Delhi 2013. And it is the battle for the bottom spot, 15th and 16th playoff. It's Egypt against Canada. Well, India Gate is the impressive backdrop to the Major Dhyan Chand National Stadium here in Delhi. A straight line from Rashtrapati Bhawan through India Gate to the National Stadium at the other end. Pockets of fans dotted around this fine venue as these sides walk out onto the centre of the park for the final time in this competition. And both of them will be looking to end with a win. And as they slowly file out, we will have the national anthems of both sides, starting with Egypt's and then of Canada. tough tournament for both sides. They have yet to register a win between them. And Egypt, well, they've had an even tougher time of it, scoring just the 3 goals. Canada have 8 to their name. Both have conceded 20. So the opportunity is there for a last-minute win. Let's have a look at the two sides as the Egypt captain trots away towards the goal that Egypt will be defending, and he is number 14, scorer of 1 of the 3 goals. The other goal scorers number 12 Ragab and number 25 Rami Mohammed. 7 green cards and 1 yellow. They are the joint lowest scorers in the tournament with South Africa. Well, there is the coach, Ali El Shabagi. We had a chat with him after their first game against Pakistan, in which the skipper picked up the player of the match. Now this is Canada, and they are led by number 29, Taylor Curran. Their leading goal scorer, number 21, Gordon Johnson, who has 2 penalty corners to his name. The other penalty corner scorer, number 8, Oliver Schofield. In terms of discipline, they've picked up 8 green cards and 2 yellows. Well, there is their head coach, Aaron Guest, and the 2 gentlemen that are officiating this match, Daniel Lopez Ramos of Uruguay on the far side of the park as we look down, and on this near side from France, Benjamin Maus. So, the teams are ready, we are ready, and Kevin Pereira and Vi Noldin will be hoping that they don't have too much to do here this afternoon. So the final match of the Hero Hockey Junior World Cup for Canada and Egypt gets underway, with Canada attacking the goal to our right-hand side in the all-red strip, Egypt in the white shirts, black shorts, black socks, and alongside me calling this one, Cedric D'Souza, coach of the Delhi Wave Riders in the Hockey India League, and also a former coach of the India senior side twice over. Cedric, good afternoon to you, and on paper this doesn't look to be the best of matches we're going to see today, but there's a lot riding on it, and I'm going to put you on the fence. I haven't done so over the last 9 days. I want a score prediction, please, Cedric.
Well, I'd put it, I think, good afternoon, Charlie. I think it's a game that you play for pride, and I pick Canada to win by about by a margin of 2 goals.
Okay, all right. I won't nail you down to an exact scoreline, but I'll take the 2-goal difference. Yeah, both sides actually started fairly brightly in the competition. Egypt going down 3-2 to Pakistan, a penalty corner for Pakistan in the final throes of that match, and that would have been a magic start for the lowly ranked nation. But after that, well, they were 5-0 losers to Belgium, but they held Belgium to scoreless at half-time, conceding 5 second-half goals, and then went on to lose 6-0 in their 3rd game, and then lost 6-1 to England. They were 1-0 up actually against England at half-time, but conceded 6 second-half goals. The 6-0 loss, by the way, in Game 3 was to Germany.
Well, they seem to be playing a very tight defense in the first 35 minutes, looking at the games that they've played so far. And the Canadians have impressed also, because they lost 3-2 to India, and India had to score the last goal in the last 2 minutes.
Yeah, I was coming on to Canada. Their opener, they lost 7-4 to Korea. They were actually 7-1 down and scored 3 late goals to give a bit of pride to that scoreline. You mentioned the India game. That was a real battle for the home nation, wasn't it? India and Canada playing exceptionally well, and just succumbing to that last minute, or well, 5-minute penalty corner from Gurjinder Singh, and then they lost the Dutch 7-0. No real disgrace in losing to the Dutch. They are a very good side and were part of that epic semi-final last night. And then they lost 3-2 to Spain. So pushed Spain very close.
They're quite a good side. They're quite structured. They are patient in their build-up. They wait for the opportune moment.
Like a number of the sides, funding isn't quite what it used to be in these times of global troubles, and each player has to find 5,000 Canadian dollars to come here. So a measure of their commitment to their country and representing their country. Not only that, they also brought 2 bags with them, 1 bag of their own kit, and another bag of more sports kit, which they gathered from their local communities, which they've given to a charity here in India that teaches young kids English through sport. So fantastic story, and lovely to see Canada, such a lowly nation, putting such an importance on a competition like this.
Well, you know, it's all you can say is that they love the game, and they want to, and the players want to come and play in a World Cup. And the other gesture to give poor kids an education is also a fantastic gesture on their part.
Now a chance for Canada down that right-hand side, but a big flat stick from Mohamed Ragab gets it clear. But Egypt did this against Belgium. They packed the middle of the park, they caught them on the counter-attack, and if that ball had less pace on it, then the skipper was in. He doesn't look best pleased in the middle of the circle, I have to say, Ahmed Mohsen, but a chance there for Egypt, and Canada are going to have to keep their structure, aren't they?
Very much so. Egypt plays with a dogged defense, and they play on the break, counter balls, and they have speed. They can run. They've got tremendous endurance, and you know, and they've got speed in attack also.
Nice work from Hogassir. Into the circle he goes, and the first penalty corner of proceedings goes the way of the men in red. There's a little discussion going on in the Egypt camp. It was Suki Panesar with the run.
It was a good run all the way down to the flank. Came into the circle looking for a cross ball and finds an Egyptian foot and earns a penalty corner. Nice play by Canada.
Panesar has scored a goal in this competition, but at the top of the circle, number 21, Gordon Johnson, to the left, or to the right as we look down. As we look out from our position, he's on the far side. Schofield nearest to us. Motion on the right-hand side is Schofield. Good running by the number 1 runner for Egypt, who was Ramadan, has continued his forward momentum and wins the free hit on the halfway line, but the injection, by the looks of things, not quick enough to give Johnson the time to get the flick away.
It wasn't quick enough, and it wasn't very accurate either, and it gave enough time to Ramadan Mohammed to come out and close the angle and actually get the ball on the stick. He's quite fast off the blocks, you know.
Acres of space for Mansour, who drops it back to the halfway line, and forward comes Atif into the circle. Ooh, that's a really good little touch from Gurte Gill. And a swathe of substitutions coming for Canada, just the one for Egypt. There's the little touch from Gill. Unlucky. Ball comes in, harmlessly behind for a 16. So the beginning pretty much as we expected, both sides feeding their way into it. And really I think what the contest requires is an early goal. Play on is the call, and so Panesar goes across the park. Sandu down the line, unable to pick it up with Schofield.
Well, the idea was correct, playing the width, using the width of the pitch, looking for the baseline ball. The ball pushed a bit too hard for Schofield to pick it up.
Now interesting that these rotating subs, 4 or 5 minutes in rotation, would you say? I don't know. The only reason I ask is because Gill, who's come off probably about 90 seconds ago, is now back on the sideline waiting to come back on as the ball goes across the Canada circle for a long corner to Egypt. There he is, number 7, Gill. Oh, a heavy touch, and Egypt could be in trouble now. Here is Schofield, one-on-one with Ragab. Schofield into the circle, but he's given it far too much, and it's a 16.
Schofield would have done well to do the inside-out dodge, you know, and beat the defender. He just ran straight at him. Didn't move the defender at all before trying to cut him.
Tackle from Ahmed. We have ourselves a green card, do we? Ahmed picks up the green card, his second of the tournament. A push in the back. Gesticulation from Karim Atif, who's played it in, but seeing a replay of the card. So what, 10 and a bit minutes into the game. Let's have a look at the stats, and Canada just shading it. Next will be interesting. Yeah, 2-0 in Canada's favour in penetrations, but I would imagine no shots. Indeed, there are no shots. Space to turn for Ho Garcia. Gill. Oh, we need to give the pass a little earlier to Ndalewal on this right-hand side, but they're going down the left now. Ho Garcia and Sandu get the free hit. Sandu leaves it. Gill waiting at the top of the circle, ball comes into the circle, and the back stick sees Egypt have the free hit. Well, Egypt giving the ball away very cheaply. Need to look after it. Kingra seems to take an absolute ace to try and get that reverse stick hit across. Well, it's a 3-on-3 situation here. That was high. Wow. 5 given. I would argue the Egyptian captain was in the holding position, wasn't he?
Yeah, in all likelihood that was unlucky for Egypt.
All the way. Oh, that's a lovely pick up from Noor-Aldin, the shot from Mahal, and the first real side to it goal. Good save there.
The ball bobbed up in the air, and Canadian player took a swipe at it, but Nuruddin in goal was got off his backside and really just deflected the ball out.
Fired in, keeper does well because he had Brendan Bissett for company. Ragab sending out as far as Royd House. Now Canada look to switch it. No, they don't. It's gone straight back up the middle, and the touch from Saeed wins possession back. Now here's a chance, 2-on-2. Saeed, lovely little ball. Here's the opportunity, but the first touch from the skipper Mossad was non-existent, and Pereira makes the clearance.
Pereira coming out in the nick of time. Unfortunately for Egypt, the skipper didn't control the ball at all, and Pereira had an easy pad out.
They Garcia into the circle, but Ragab comes across. Ragab up against Bissett on the reverse stick. Let's have another look at this. Lovely ball from Saeed, but the touch there, well, there wasn't really a touch, was there? That was the problem. Bissett. Foul by Mohamed Ramadan.
Canada favouring the left-hand side when attacking. They would do well if they could switch it to the right.
Easy to defend, isn't it? On the right-hand flank for the defensive unit. Still going, Canada. Now, well, should really have been a cross perhaps, but the shot well dealt with by Nuruddin. Good save. Now, what's happened to the keeper here? He picked that up on the hand. Now let's have another look. Nothing really wrong with that. It's obviously just caught the thumb. Looks like his stick hand.
There's less padding on the stick hand. So probably, must have got it on his finger, which is holding onto the stick.
Warm day today. And these two getting the hottest of the conditions that the 8 teams taking part will experience. Taking part today, I should add. Yeah, there was a fascinating incident yesterday in the France-Malaysia semi-final when Malaysia swapped their keeper about 5 minutes from the end. The incoming keeper left his goalkeeping gloves on the side and wore the defensive short corner run-out gloves in goal. I was down the side thinking, I hope he doesn't get a shot at his left hand, because it will hurt an awful lot. Now that's a high stick. Now, I had a conversation with the umpires last night, just asking some clarification on high stick. Now, apparently, it does matter where it is within the park and the context of the high stick as to whether or not there's a card issued.
So it's at the discretion of the umpire.
So, for example, if that high ball's coming in there and the attacker is behind the defender and the defender plays it above his head, then that would be a card situation because there's a player around the back that could receive the ball. If there's nobody behind and you play the high stick, then it's just a free hit. The context, because I was wanted to get a little bit of clarity.
Well done.
So I collared them at dinner.
Well done, Charlie.
So I apologise to the umpires if I've given them a hard time for the right calls which we've called wrong. Ball fired in from Ramadan, and a chance here for Egypt. First circle penetration.
Well, the ball was the move started from the right-hand side, and every ball beautifully played right across the park to the left, and then switched onto the flank.
Chance here, real chance. Got to take the shot. How much time did he want? Well, Rida Ahmed was wanting everyone to get out the way. He just needed to pull the trigger.
When he had 2 or 3 opportunities to hit that ball in the goal, as you said, he was waiting for the best available opportunity, but he could have taken a snapshot in the first attempt itself, and the defense was still unsettled.
A real opportunity there for Egypt on the halfway mark of the first 35 minutes. Still Egypt 0, Canada 0. Egypt enjoying their best spell of the match so far. Another chance, and this time he does pull the trigger but misses the ball. It's Ahmed again.
Well, a bouncing ball in the circle beats the defender, and Ahmed takes a wild swing and misses it completely.
This is the initial chance. That was a better chance. And just as well for Kingra, actually, the Canadian number 2, that Rida Ahmed didn't connect with that bouncing ball. That's an important touch, because standing at the back post with Ahmed Karim.
A nice little touch by deflection by Ken Pereira in goal. It finds Ahmed Karim's foot.
So Canada have just weathered a 2-minute storm, but then the missed trap invites pressure back on, and when you're under the cosh a little bit, you don't want to give the ball away that cheaply, do you? Because it just invites the opposition onto you more.
Well, Egypt waits for these kind of opportunities. They wait for the mistakes made by the opposition, and they did it in all the matches that they played so far. They play on the break, they wait patiently for the chance to come their way, and they try and wait for the opposition to lose possession on a turnover.
The foot of Spencer Curran, and perhaps a little fortuitous not to pick up a card for playing the ball after the whistle. Good ball now. What can Egypt do here? They're into the circle. Well, it's gone against the stick check of El Ghanaini.
Well, quite a good run inside the circle, and I think he hit the Canadian player, on the follow through. Well, Egypt is being more adventurous in trying to switch the ball from the right to the left, or vice versa. Canadians preferring to just go one side down the flanks.
Still they go, the ball comes across, Pereira gets it behind. Kevin Pereira, the Canadian goalkeeper, born in Mumbai. Oh, wow. Egypt very lucky there, because Canada were breaking with 3 players.
It would have been a 3 versus 2 situation, but a missed trap by the Canadian striker.
Now, another 90. It's been constant Egypt possession in the Canadian half for the last 5 minutes or so, 5.5 minutes. Since that opportunity at the midpoint of the first half, which was 5 minutes ago. Look, there you go. Now Egypt enjoying considerably more possession and circle penetrations. And no shots, supposedly, although there have been a couple of saves, notably by the Egyptian goalkeeper. But anyhow, here we go. Maybe they were just crosses. Good interception on the top of the circle, and a chance here for Egypt. And this is Mosul. Mosul up against Pereira, and doing just enough was Gordon Johnson. And there's a green card here for Egypt, and it's number 2, Walid Ali. Now a chance here, if they can get on the bike. This is Ho Garcia. He's let it run wide. He's got support behind him with Panasar, but he's got himself, and he should surely have dropped the ball out to Panasar. He was in acres of space.
Well, we saw it in the game yesterday too. You know, the strikers moving with the ball are looking only forward, not looking for the person who's supporting it from the back, from the rear at least. And you know, if they just play the ball, drop the ball back, there's a possibility that they can run into space and receive that return pass.
Now, this is Mahal inside to Gill. Gill can't get round the defender on the top of the circle. And now it's Egypt's turn to give the ball away cheaply. This is Johnston trying to find a deflection, and it's wide of the post.
If you look at that movement, Johnston did well to run into the 25-yard line. It's after that that he hits the ball towards the circle that you have 2 of the Canadian players not getting into space for deflection, just standing and watching the hit going past them.
Yeah, we noticed teams like India, Germany, the Netherlands, the top sides really, they always have 2 players high up on the post, don't they? They bust the gut to get there.
Well, they got normally 2 players high up on the post and have 2 players somewhere in the circle. So it's committing more players in front and trying to get that goal at any cost in terms of deflections.
Panasar, dispossessed by Ramadan. Gill back to make an important interception, and Ahmed Karim wanted more than the 16 that's been given. Panasar, Gill comes off, replaced by Baraj Panasar. It is Baraj Panasar. Into the final 10 minutes, still no score.
Both teams seem to be tired, you know, after this entire tournament. It's the last game they're playing. There's no fire in terms of their thrust.
I think, as you said at the beginning, it's really just about pride, isn't it? There isn't a whole deal riding on this game. But both sides have played on the same days. That might sound weird, but by that I mean they both played on the first day, and then pools A and C played on day 2, and they were drawn in those pools respectively. So they've played pretty much at the same time. Day off yesterday for them.
I think this is taking its toll on them, on both teams, and both are trying to avoid the wooden spoon.
Hey, no more pushing, okay? Your hand in your stick. Thank you.
Well, it's 5 games in 8 days of competition.
Yellow, no?
And it's intense pressure, and it's certainly the first to be intense pressure because you're trying to get out of the pool. Then, of course, you want to finish as high as possible.
So you can see it's a pressure cooker situation right through. Every match is a question of giving your all and trying your best to win. And the body, it takes toll on his body, on the body itself.
And also, it's a lot harder to pick yourself up when you're constantly losing as well, isn't it? Shabangi and Aaron Guest have got about just over 7 minutes before they can get their men in the changing room and have a chat. And here's a chance though for Egypt. That's a great pullback, but sadly for the men in white, it falls to Suki Panesar, who takes it out of harm's way up that left. He's still going. Ball inside is a good one to Bissett. Bissett releases Sandu. Sandu still going. In the middle is Schofield. Schofield's still there. He's pulled back to the P-flick spot, and that is a good penalty corner. Won by Vikramjit Sandhu, and defence to attack in the space of a moment, but it all started with Panesar.
Well, a great move by Panesar from deep in the defence, picked up the ball, showed his way and carried it for about 40 meters, played the ball to Sandhu. Sandhu went down the flank, came down to the baseline and find a foot and a penalty corner for Canada.
So Johnson is there. Panesar's also at the top of the circle. Movement. It looks as if Johnson is going to have a go. Oh, he's missed it again. Johnson still got the ball alive. Well, 2 penalty corners for Canada, neither of them very good.
Well, the first one was a very slow drag in terms of no acceleration, and the first charger got it. And the second one was a complete fluff by the Canadians, Johnston, who didn't even have a shot at goal. He missed the ball during his drag itself.
Sandhu to take the sideline ball. Herrera into the circle. Egypt get it clear. Okay, let's have another look at this penalty corner. But again, the runner, very quick out, Ramadan, wasn't he? The number 1 runner. Now, here's half a chance for Karam. Good save. Well, he got into the circle okay, and that's our first shot in anger. Stats, boys.
Both teams are actually giving very easy turnovers, and from that resulting turnover, Egypt had a shot at goal, but it was a very slow push, and Ken Pereira had no difficulty in just palming the ball out.
Oof. Kingra seemed to be totally in control of that, but he seemed to be very, very slow. The interception from Dalawal, Up it goes to Sandu. Dalaval continues his run. Sandu needs to look out. He had support behind him in Brandon Pereira, but he, like previously, just battering his head against the defensive wall. Chance and Egypt score! And it's Ahmed Karim with his first goal of the tournament, and Canada caught napping. Attacking 1 minute down the other end, and then it shifted very quickly. Al Ghanaini was the initial pass, but all are marked. And it was Ragab with the second pass.
Well, the Canadian defense is ball watching on top of the circle, when leaving three of the Egyptian players completely open in defense there.
So there you go, Egypt 1, Canada 0. Karim with the goal 3 minutes before the break, and they could get another chance here.
Well, a stick infringement in the 25-yard line, a hard stick infringement in the 25-yard line against the Egyptian number 12 Ragab, and a penalty corner, which I think he or the skipper will take themselves.
Well, Egypt are 1 up against England, don't forget, at half-time, conceded 6 in the second half, so there's no certainty with any lead until the end, and we've seen that a number of times in this competition. As we enter the final couple of minutes, real chance here for Ahmed Mohsen and or Mohamed Ragab to give Egypt a 2-goal cushion at the break. It's the captain Mohsen. Oh, he's fluffed his lines, and it's a 16. Okay, we're going upstairs.
Okay, come. Good. One. Good. Clear. This side. This side. Okay. This side. No? Okay. Perfect. Will, can you hear me?
Let's listen to the question to Bruce
Yes,
Bale of England.
Okay. Egypt player asked me the Canada player pushing with wrong side is stick. You understand?
Okay, I'm looking for a push on your side of the circle on the Egyptian attacker.
Okay, let's have another look. Oh, doesn't get hold of it. Let's have another look from here. Well, again, I was asking a question of the umpires last night. It's penalty corner. If you ask for a specific thing like a push and say there's something else like a foot in there, they can still give the penalty corner for the foot and not the push. So here comes the decision.
Daniel, can you hear me? Yeah. There is no clear reason to change your decision. Egypt lose their referral.
Okay, teacher. Thank you. Wait, stop the match. Okay.
So Egypt lose their referral. And yeah, there didn't seem to be anything, did there, in that replay?
Well, I think it was just a bit of a stick on stick, but nothing dangerous. If at all, it was very small graze of a stick on stick. That's about it.
Good work from Kingra just to put that ball out of play into the final minute of this first half. And Egypt coming into, well, the half has been a game of 2 halves, hasn't it? Canada dominated the first 17 and a half, and Egypt the second 17 and a half, and scoring the only goal.
On the play. Yeah.
So, into the final 10 seconds, Egypt are going to see this out and will lead by a 1-0 at the break. It'll be the last play of the opening 35 minutes, and there is the half-time hooter, and it was a first half in which Canada started the brighter, but almost immediately on the halfway point, the 17.5-minute marker, Egypt had an opportunity, and from that moment on they grew in confidence, and they've taken the lead 3 minutes before half-time when a well-worked passing move up the right-hand side ended with Ahmed Karem converting to score his first goal of the tournament. Wael Nooraldin, well, he's had a couple of saves to make as well, the ball being rifled at him, had to have a little bit of attendance to his left hand. Pereira's been beaten the once, and Canada have it all to do if they are to finish on a high. Egypt in the box seat after the first 35. Egypt 1, Canada 0, the half-time score.
Follow-up on Twitter at FIH_hockey, hashtag SJWP, and Instagram at FIHockey. Thank you, hockey fans. FIH for the title sponsorship of the Hero Hockey Junior World Cup in New Delhi. Hero Motorcorp Limited, the world's largest manufacturer of
Welcome back to the Major Dhyan Chand National Stadium, which is getting a little bit of a water at half-time, and it's half-time in the match for 15th and 16th position at this Hero Junior Hockey World Cup. Egypt are in front against Canada by 1-0. The side that had only scored 3 goals coming into this match have found a 4th, Ahmed Karem with it, and it was a well-worked goal as well. And they had a penalty corner right on the end of the first period. But let's have a look at some of the highlights now, and well, that was one of the better early chances for Egypt, but the captain Ahmed Mohsen couldn't get a chance on it. Now this was about 17.5 minutes into the piece, a really good opportunity for Rida Ahmed, but he didn't actually pull the trigger in the end. And then moments later he had another one, ball bouncing into the circle here, but he failed to make contact. But that was the start of a good period of pressure for Egypt, Canada having dominated the early proceedings. And this was another good opportunity, but a very tame flick from Ahmed Karem. But then this happened 3 minutes before half-time. A lovely pass from Ragab, and this time Karem finds the net. And well, he doesn't look too excited that he's given his country the lead. It was a fine finish. Pereira, no chance. And those were the highlights from the first half. These are the stats. 2-0 on shots for Egypt, 1-0 on goals, 9-7 circle penetrations, 54-46% possession in opponent's half in favour of Egypt. 1 penalty corner though to Egypt, 2 to Canada. Both of the Canadian penalty corners not very good, I'm afraid to say, and 1 green card apiece to Baldred Panissar of Canada and Valid Ali of Egypt. Okay, let's have a look at the schedule for today. We start off with a 15-6 playoff match between Egypt and Canada, and it's 13th and 14th place between England and Spain. 11th and 12th place, South Africa and Argentina, and then 9th, 10th. It may only be for 9th and 10th, but what a game we have got coming up at 8 o'clock tonight here at the National Stadium. Pakistan against India. Now, let us know your thoughts on all those games, but especially that Pakistan-India game here on our social media outlets. Facebook.com/FI Hockey, Facebook.com/FI Hockey, and on Twitter at FIH_hockey using the hashtag HJWC. I'll repeat that again for you, at FIH_hockey, hashtag HJWC. Let us know your thoughts. I'd be fascinated to know which way you think all those games are going to go. Can India finish on a high? Can they get one over on their arch rivals Pakistan? Well, we'll find out soon enough. Cedric D'Souza alongside me, nodding his head. Cedric, we've got about 90 seconds. Let's talk about the Pakistan-India game a little later on. That's going to be a fascinating one. Pakistan really didn't start this tournament well, but they've certainly come into their own in the last couple of games.
Well, they played their best matches in the last couple of matches, you know. They started off badly, both teams started off badly, but it seems to be that both teams are playing without pressure. It's just the pressure of India and Pakistan playing together, but there's no pressure in terms of positions in the tournament that's left. I think it'll be a real great game, and I pick India to beat Pakistan.
There's the expectation level though that needs to be factored in there. I mean, the home support here is so fervent that sometimes that can play on the players, especially the younger players. They're going to have to deal with a situation possibly they're not used to in terms of, you know, a couple of thousand people willing you to win.
Well, I think just the fact that they're playing Pakistan kind of lifts the team up and lifts the youngsters too into a different zone. And you know, it's all about pride for your country. And I think at this stage it'll be a great game to play between India and Pakistan this evening.
Well, that's tonight at 8 o'clock. You can join Dubai Sen and Cedric D'Souza for that one. It promises to be an absolute belter. I'll be certainly glued to my seat watching the full 70 minutes. But the second half of this 15th-16th playoff match is underway with Egypt attacking the goal to our right-hand side. And Cedric, what do you think both sides were told during the break in this one?
Well, I think the Egyptians would have been told to move forward.
Penalty corner coming because of the mistrap from Gordon Johnson. Ball back in, but Johnson just takes his eye off it, and we'll have to come back to you what you thought was said in the changing rooms at half-time, because Egypt, having had a penalty corner 30 seconds before the break, have one 30 seconds after the break.
Well, a very soft foul again, not bending enough in the circle to receive that ball, and under no pressure basically, but a very soft foul and penalty corner for Egypt.
But the benefits of applying the full court press, because had they been sitting at half court and that had hit the foot, the umpire would probably said play on. Now, here we go then, Ragab and Mohsen at the top of the circle. Who's going to take it on? It's going to be Mohsen, wide of the right-hand post. Pereira diving away to his right, and it misses the target.
Not a bad flick, but quite. I think it hit the goalkeeper's stick.
No, I think they covered at least anyway, didn't he? So, Cedric, sorry, I was asking you what you thought both coaches said during the break.
Well, Egypt should be pumping in more balls into the circle because the Canadian defense seems to be a bit slow at the moment. Egypt still has a lot of wind in their sails. They seem to be moving much faster than the Canadians. So just to switch the game, to move the ball around and then fire into the circle would get them the dividends that they're looking for. As far as Canada is concerned, they will have to soak up the pressure and play on the counter balls.
And here is a chance with Bissett. Bissett into the circle. Bissett still going. The keeper comes. And Egypt get it clear. Important touch from Wharton. Ball comes in. Gill gets a touch. And it's lifted, so Egypt gets the free hit.
Both teams not marking man-to-man, solidly marking man-to-man. There are a lot of gaps in the defense. The first goal that Egypt scored was also a lot of ball watching by the defense.
Cedric, you mentioned you thought both sides looked tired. Goal scorer Karem couldn't even celebrate. Chose not to.
Just looking at the game at the moment, the Egyptians seem to be a little more, less tired than the Canadians. Canadians still persisting on playing only one side, not switching the game enough.
But they have switched sides. It was down the left in the first half, and now it's down the right in the second half. So they obviously like playing on the far side of the park. Tanisar loses out and then comes in with a pretty wild tackle where no connection was made, probably fortunately for him. To try and put the pressure on. Oh dear, that's a bad miss. Now a chance for Egypt. This is the skipper down to the goal line. What can they do here on the reverse stick? It's still alive, it's still possible. Oh, well, all a little bit selfish from my point of view, because Ragab outside him had Tarek, who had made a run and was in space. Just here.
Well, he tried to take a shot himself when there was another opportunity on the wide.
Dalival. From Garcia. Wharton showing good strength against Saeed. Wonder if they'll have the energy for shootout if we have to go that far. Ball comes in, now a chance here for Canada. Can they make it stick? Good work. It was Bissett who was trying to make something happen, and Egypt stood firm. Sandy took the long corner. So good defensive work, and Egypt get it partially clear. Wharton. Panasar, Suki Panasar. And not 5, which is frustrating for Ali El-Shabaghi on the coach's bench. Oh, well, Mohammed Ramadan, not sure what he was thinking.
He didn't even make the attempt to move away from the ball. He just tried, he actually put his stick down and tried to tackle him in that after the whistle was blown. It's strange that, such rudimentary mistakes are being made in the 25-yard line.
So a third penalty corner for Canada. The first two have been nothing to write home about. And Gordon Johnson get this one right from the top of the circle. Can the injection have the right amount of speed on it? Johnson does get it away this time, but the runners do a good job. Let's have another look at it. It's Ramadan again. He's been very quick off the line, hasn't he? The number 23 for Egypt in all the 3 corners that Canada have had.
Yeah, and also Johnson taking far too much time in his drag.
Oh, it was a penalty corner. I think it's the same transgression of not treating the 5 before playing the ball. Indeed it is. So everyone gets padded up. So, chance here for Canada, for Egypt, sorry. And it's Rafat actually and Ragab now at the top of the circle. Rafat. Ibrahim Mohammed as well. Now, who's going to take the flick? Ragab on the reverse. Got to keep it down. He's put it in row Z.
Well, the idea of a slip ball being played, but Ragab, instead of taking the ball in the forehand, tries the reverse hit and way above the post.
Ragab now, doesn't move at a great feel a distance before it's in the right spot. Atef. There's the free hit. Megab will take. No, he won't. He'll leave it to Tarek. Gets it into the circle, and the snapshot from El Ghanaini into the body of the Canadian player. I think this would be a bad referral. They can't refer it now because the replay has been on the screen. Oh, what is going on here? They've got a man extra down there. They've got too many defenders. Now they're losing one. This is going along in first gear right now. They need to speed this up.
Especially the goal down.
Yeah. So Mohamed Ragab is at the top of the circle. Ragab flicks, good save by Pereira. It's into the centre of the park, but the ball comes up off the stick of El Ghanaini. El Ghanaini to Ragab. And, good work in defence by Johnson. Ramadan. Slip almost lets in Tarek at the back. Well, Tarek does get there. Good running from the Egypt number 5 on the reverse stick. Daleval does enough to give Panasar a chance to get it clear, but Panasar in a very tight spot here. Does well. Daleval. Well, decent skill, but he's lost possession. And Ragab will take the sideline ball. Ball shifted out to the left-hand side with Ahmad Mahmoud. Still trying to make something happen. Mahmoud, oh, a little slip at a crucial time from Ramadan. On the stats front, well, Egypt just eking out another percentage point or there or thereabouts. Equal number of circle penetrations. Canada have many shots? No. None. Ball not on the line, so hit reversed. Well, that's got to be on the line as well, surely. There you go. Everyone's happy. The lead. The free hit. Goes the aerial. Comfortably brought under control by Wharton now. Canada, chance here, space on this left-hand side if Pereira can find them. This is Sandu. Sandu, I was going to say, surely has to come back now that he's down in the corner, but he doesn't. He opts for the ball into the circle when possibly he could have come out round the back. Panasar, Wharton, Curran, Sandu. Panasar had to be quick, wins the free hit. Panasar leaves it. Wharton takes. The long corner as Pereira tries to rifle it into the circle. Sandu pulls it back. Egypt give possession back, and this is Dalival into the middle, where Johnston will go down the right-hand side. Johnson.
The Egyptians having all 11 back in defense during that attack by the Canadians, but the Canadians just playing on one side and trying to break through from the long hits to the flanks itself. There's no movement at all by the strikers, and they've been completely marked up by the Egyptians. So how are they going to penetrate into the circle?
Here's one for social media on Facebook or Twitter. If anybody knows if Canada and Egypt have ever gone head-to-head in a sporting event for possibly squash, in a team event, in a team game, in a team sport, have Egypt or Canada ever gone head-to-head? Please let us know on social media. Facebook.com/FI Hockey, or on Twitter @FIH_hockey using the hashtag HJWC. Come on, you sports fanatics, let me know. Chance here, Curran, well, another player who's shy of pulling the trigger. A real chance for Taylor Curran, but he just wanted to tee it up absolutely perfectly when really he should have just put his stick through it.
A nice minus ball from Sandu. All he had to do was just sweep that ball on the first timer, but he took far too much time to control it, and a penalty corner because of a little shove in the back by the Egyptian defender.
Well, Raghav's picked up a green card. Green card number 9 for Egypt in this competition. So it's not a great conversion rate for either side. Now, well, what's happening here? They're all standing behind one another. Now they move. Better speed, but again good running. This time wasn't. So Egypt have played Canada twice at football. Thank you very much. And Egypt won both times. So 1984 and 2001. Thank you very much. 1-0 the first time. 3-0 the second time. So, Canada yet to score a goal then against Egypt in football or hockey yet. There may be other sports. If there are, please let us know. This could be the first goal, and good keeping from Nuruldin.
He came out well enough to smother the attack and use a stick to deflect the ball away.
Canada look for the breakthrough here. Possibly another little shove on the back, and now they pull the trigger, but it's just whipped away. I was just going to say, Cedric, the joys of social media. The great public being able to tell us what we don't know, which is quite a lot, but in this instance, just Egypt against Canada in team sports. So, there's me thinking it's a great British public. It's actually my producer. So thank you very much, Mr. Producer. Now again, there's obviously some trouble here for Nuruldin, an Egypt goal. For the second time, he's getting some spray on that right hand.
And what he's done is, even the first time he took his time off and took some time out was when there was a bit of pressure by the Canadians on their defense. The same time now, Canada is doing a lot of pressure on the Egyptian defense. There's been more possession in the last quarter. So he's taken off his his gloves and said he's got hurt, and just cool down his defense, ask the defense to regroup and get ready for the game ahead.
Spanish players, some Spanish squad in the stands. They're up against England in an hour's time. And South Africa, Argentina, then of course the big one, Pakistan against India. Gill just been asked to move further back. Panesar trying to make something happen. Panesar has Dalival right behind him. Here is Dalival. Dalival, another player, trying to take too much time trying to get that ball into the circle. Sideline ball for Canada will be taken by Janu Mahal. Mahal feeds it into Curran. Taylor Curran tries to get the ball across. It's a 16 and we've got just over a quarter of an hour of this match remaining. Egypt 1, Canada 0. The goal scorer for Egypt there, number 8, Ahmed Karem. 4 minutes before the break. Sweeping move from defence. And Ragab with the ball into the circle, which Karem converted. Gill. Garcia. Nice little ball into Panesar. Suki Panesar dispossessed on the edge of the circle. Johnson. Now the ball comes out and Mohab Saba can't bring it under control.
Well, what Canada is doing is just playing one-side hockey. They're not changing the point of attack. They're not moving the ball from left to right to left. It's just one-sided all the time. And they're looking only for the forward ball. They're not playing the ball behind and trying to rotate the ball. And this is causing Egyptian defense absolutely no problem at all.
That was a good interception from Wharton. What can Mahal do here in Canada? Mahal, little ball inside. Garcia goes to ground, gets nothing. Gill needs to go right. There's acres of space over on the Canada right. Mahal to Gill. Gill.
That's a better ball using the width.
Now, Mahal. Oh, unlucky. Janu Mahal trying to make something happen with a piece of individual skill.
Even if they use the width, the strikers aren't moving enough, creating space or getting an opportunity to receive the ball or for their opposite for their own players. Basically, they're just standing and waiting for the ball to come to them.
Canadian supporter with the camera trained on the Egypt goal, waiting to capture that celebration, the moment of the ball entering the net. Anybody want to take the free hit? Ah, here we go. Mansour goes the aerial. Constantly held under control. This is Wilson with the ball under the shoulder to Curran. Technical bench, watch on. There you can see the hooter. It is just under 12 minutes away from being used. Round the back they come. Mansour has support down this right-hand side in the shape of Ali. So it's having not played it first time, he's playing himself into a bit of pressure and he's given the ball away. This is Gill. Gill, look up, goes for Curran, his captain, but again, the ball across the park to Wharton was the one, because then Curran could have continued his run and Wharton could have fed it down the channel, which Curran was running into. Now, Egypt have two very high players in Ahmed and Tarek, but Gill's back to get the ball out of harm's way. Curran has got no support at all. Curran's going to have to go straight through the middle while he fires it down to the circle, and Mahal can't keep it in. Now, here's Tarek. It's a 2-on-1 situation. Real chance here for Egypt. Oh, good defending from Johnson. Ahmed into the circle. Ahmed still going, and Canada showing good defensive qualities to keep Egypt at bay, but a real chance there for Egypt.
A great chance for Egypt because it's a 2 versus 1 situation. Johnson, a fantastic tackle.
2 versus 2. Ho Garcia brings it back. Shot comes in from Schofield, and it's wide of the post, but it got a touch. It's a long corner. There's a yellow card going. Now, hold on. Yellow card for the captain. Let's have a look at this shot. Oh, he's just touched hasn't he, the keeper? So the captain, Ahmed Mohsen's picked up a yellow card.
Well, the try by Canada was really fortunate because Nualdin was on his back foot, and when he fell, his body was all behind. The ball just touched his pad and went out.
Canada apply the pressure. Everybody, bar 2 players in the 25. Outside the 25 is where the umpire wants it. It's there now. Panasar, well, off the foot of Schofield. And it's a Egypt 16. Oh, Curran thought he had it under control. Now Rami Mohammed under the circle, touched, off the goal line. The shot coming in from Reda Ahmed, but Canada get it away just. Pereira beaten, the defender not. Good run from Rami Mohammed and Reda Ahmed, and take a bow, Justin Dalival.
Well, a great movement by Egypt. They had 3 versus 2 situation, beaten the goalkeeper. Ball flicked towards the goal, but a great save by the Canadian defense.
Eslam Tarek was also on the goal line, so Dalival had to make the stop, and Ahmed Mahmoud's gone down, but it was up off his stick. It was off his foot, was it? This is a painful one. Yeah, ow.
Well, he was in defense and he wasn't even protecting his feet.
Well, a number of penalty corners for Canada. They haven't looked particularly threatening, have they, from this set piece?
Well, I think Johnson's taking far too much time for the flick. There's no acceleration in the drag and the whip and the flick. And the Egyptian first runner is doing a brilliant job by coming out of the blocks.
Well, Panastar's on the right. Johnson on the left. It's Johnson again. No, it's Panasar. Well, it's not much better, is it?
Well, he tried to dink the ball over the onrushing.
And there's another player down. Now, what's happened here? Anasar. See where the contact took place. It's Mohammed Ramadan who's gone down. Keep on him. Oh, it's stick come up. Gill gives away the 16. And Nida Ahmed making tracks. Ahmed doing really well. There's a good tackle. And Gill, well, loses his stick having won the ball. Here is Tarek. And Ahmed into the circle. That's the ball back.
Reda Ahmed has been a kind of a live wire in the Egyptian striking zone. He's been a thorn in the Canadian defense, running around.
Good work from Atef. Now, Saeed to Tarek. A goal here for Egypt would see them home, that's for sure. And Tarek is continuing his fine run. Tarek into the circle. Lovely run from Tarek. That's a mighty, well-timed tackle from Gordon Johnson.
Tarek did very well to carry the ball right from his 50-yard line all the way down, came onto the baseline, and a lovely tackle there by the Canadian defense.
Yeah, you can see Gordon Johnson just watching him all the way and then just put the reverse stick in to put it behind. So Egypt pressing in the final minutes of this game. 5 minutes between them and their first victory at this Hero Hockey Junior World Cup.
Come on, get set quickly!
Walid Ali to Karim Atef. Now Mohsen, who's back onto the park, trips up over the stick of Suki Panasar. Nothing coming. It's a little hard done by. And now he gets the free hit. Well, not sure he was ever really set. Now it's set. Ragab, Pereira with a foot to it, but it's gone to a man in white. Pereira again's got to be quick, and it's a second goal, and Egypt have secured the win, and it's gone to number 10, Ashraf Saeed, with 3 minutes to go. They scored with 3 minutes to go before half-time, and they scored with 3 minutes to go before full-time. And it's Egypt 0, Canada 0. Egypt 2, Canada 0, sorry.
Ken Pereira went down instead of making himself big after he patted that ball. And a nice little flick over the goalkeeper for a goal.
Well, they're looking for more here. Anida Ahmed to the circle edge. He's got support in the middle. And Canada just about get it clear. Wharton, the player, who feeds it up to Ndalival. Tarek. Gill. This Salili by Saeed. Well, Canada withdrawing Pereira, and Schofield's coming on instead. Kevin Pereira beaten twice today. Justin Dalival putting on the bib. Player of the match against India, Kevin Pereira.
Yes, but not today. Today he was found wanting in a couple of occasions. He's throwing his body down, falling on the ground.
There's going to be a card here. Yellow for Spencer Curran, the younger of the Curran brothers. So yellow apiece, 2-1 in terms of greens in Egypt's favour. Here is Taylor Curran. Spencer Curran, yellow carded. So his tournament is over and Canada will finish with 10 men. And Egypt looking for a third. And that's a really important touch again from Gordon Johnson. Wow, 16, Dalival letting it go, and Leda Ahmed round the back. So final 90 seconds or so, and Cedric, you'd have to say Egypt, just on the basis they've used the width better and been a little bit more constructive in attack, worthy of their win.
Yeah, definitely so, and I think if you look at them, there's still a bit of gas in the tank. They're running very well. They've been able to put the Canadians under pressure. They've been able to hold the Canadian pressure too, because Canada had plenty of the ball in the second half.
Dalival has to be sure, and he is, because there's 3 players in white waiting to pounce on any error in the Canadian defence. Oh, Garcia, chance here, and Noordine does well. I thought for a minute there Brendan Bissett would get that, and now Ahmed Adel is going to come on for the final 40 seconds. So Noordine's off, and Adel is on. Johnson, where's that ball been for Canada? Important from Dalival. He's going to have to be quick here, and all our marks to put a bit of shine on the scoreline is Leda Ahmed, who makes it 3-0 to Egypt. Well, Dalival, he should have known it hit his foot, but he's just too slow. Gill, I think, needs to stick a foot out there, doesn't he? Take the card for the team. But it's academic, really, because there is the full-time hooter, and it is Egypt that finish with a win. 1-0 at half-time, a goal by Ahmed Curran, the difference after 35 minutes. 2 goals in the final 3.5 minutes. The first by Ashraf Saeed and the second by Leda Ahmed after Kevin Pereira, the Canadian goalkeeper, had been withdrawn. Makes the final score here. Egypt 3, Canada 0, and Egypt worthy of the win. They doubled their score tally of 3-6 in the one match. And Canada, well, it is they that finish in 16th and last place. Disappointment for them. I'm sure they were coming here with the target of winning at least one game, but it wasn't to be. They've gone down by 3-0 in their last match. Final score, Egypt 3, Canada 0. Well, that's one down, 3 to go today on day 8 of competition. But Canada, who scored 4 in their first game against Korea and 2 in their second game against India, haven't been able to find a way past Egypt. So, as they trudge towards the bench, let's have a look at some of the highlights, I think, from that second half, as Taylor Curran takes off his shin pads. Here are the highlights then of the second half. Well, Canada were pressing. Ho Garcia with a good little run. As the ball came back to Ho Garcia, he just couldn't quite get the shot away, but Oliver Schofield did, and Wael Noraldine just got his left kicker to it. Then, as the ball comes across from Ragab, Pereira makes the save, and as it comes back in, Pereira makes another save, but it falls to Ashraf Saeed, who made it safe with 3.5 minutes remaining. Pereira at the first save. Just here he goes to go. It comes off the base of his shoe, and that's why I didn't get enough distance on the clearance. And then, with Pereira withdrawn, the ball is played through to Reda Ahmed, and Ahmed, well, makes no mistake there. Little celebration as he makes it 3-0. And here are the match stats. The match in cold figures: 3-0, 5-1. Egypt's dominating. Well, Egypt may have dominated the top stat. They didn't have the most possession in the opponent's half, but that was due to Canada trying to find the equaliser at 1-0 down. But Egypt winners, and we are now going to the post-match ceremony with Dubai Sen. Dubai, it's over to you.
Yes, Egypt securing the 15th position thanks to their first victory in the Hero Junior World Cup. Now, for the post-match presentation, alongside me is Martin Gallivan, who's competitions manager of the FIH, and he'll present the Man of the Match, Hero Man of the Match trophy and a check for 12,000 rupees to Rida Ahmed of the Egyptian team. Rida, congratulations on your performance. I'm also joined by Ali Al-Sharbaghi, who's the coach of the Egyptian team. Ali, a very good result for you to finish with after all the tough matches that you've been through in the past.
This is very good for us because this is the first match we win to the World Cup. But our team is not ready for this World Cup because most of the players is juniors, and you watching Reda, he's 19 years, 19 years, and also some players is 20, some players is 18 years, and we have more experience for this tournament, but we haven't now.
Well, 3-0 today, but you would agree that it was a lot closer than that with Canada coming up with a lot of attacking moves.
Yeah, Canada is a good team also, but maybe our physical fitness is best than Canada, and second time Canada is go from high to down, but we have more. Today we lose many chances for Canada.
Tell us a bit more about what the future holds for Egyptian hockey. Are things on the move upwards?
Inshallah, we're moving up. Inshallah, after we finish this tournament today, we're coming to Egypt to make some preparation for this team. Another preparation because most of the players is youngest.
Well, celebrate this victory and congratulations for finishing 15.
Yeah, thank you very much for you and thank you for all tournament. Thank you very much.
Well, congratulations to Egypt, congratulations to Reda Ahmed, and our first match is done today. As you can see, Egypt 3-0 winners over Canada. England versus Spain, that's coming up in about 35 minutes time. Then South Africa, Argentina, that will be at around 5:45. And then Pakistan against India, that is at 8 o'clock tonight here at the Major Dhyan Chand National Stadium in Delhi. That promises to be a belter. And then the final day of action at this 2013 Hero Hockey Junior World Cup. Korea v New Zealand get us underway tomorrow morning. Then Belgium, Australia, Malaysia, Netherlands for third, fourth. And then the final, France. Who'd have picked them there? up against Germany. Well, we probably had them there. They have won 5 of the previous 9 editions of the Junior World Cup, and they are the defending champions. But having lost their first game, that was they've done very well to get there, and will go into the final as favourites. But Canada, sadly for them, they finished winless here in Delhi. Egypt have taken the honours in this one by winning it by 3 goals to 0. We'll see you a little later on for our 3 remaining matches. Bye-bye.